Welcome to Two A Day. I'm your host, Michael Bumpus. The 5:30 segment, you have John Clayton at 11. 5:30, you got me. Two A Day, of course, is brought to you by Alaska Airlines. They're our sponsors. They show us some love, so we show them some love as well. Just finished off the week, the first week of Two A Days, man. It's been awesome. I appreciate everyone who's been tuning in, asking these questions. Shoot them right now. Shoot them. So when I'm done with my part, I can get right to you guys. All right. All right, here we go. So my observations. Got to start my first three. How have we gone all week and haven't talked about Mr. Russell Wilson, right? Russell Wilson looks good. Last year, I felt like he came in a little heavy. Maybe he wasn't heavy. I don't know. It just looked like he was a little thicker. Guy looks lean. He looks sharp. He looks like he's taking another level in his preparation, which I didn't think there was another level. I thought Russell Wilson was as good as it got last year. The guy had 4,000 yards, 31 touchdowns, 5 picks, a career low 5 picks. So how does he get better? How can he get better? You know how you make Russell Wilson better? You surround him with more weapons. And that's what I'm seeing. He's still dropping dimes. He's dropping those darts like he usually does, but he has more weapons now. He's got DK. He's got Lockett. He's got Philip Dorsett. John Ursua, I feel like, is going to emerge this year. David Moore. He has weapons, and he looks smooth. And he's asking to have more control over the offense, which I love. And that, I feel like that's the next step for Russell Wilson, right? Can he have more control of the offense? He's the only guy out there who's not wearing short shorts. I don't know if you guys know, but short shorts are in. When I was coming up, all the shorts were baggy. All right, Russell's out there with the joggers on, looking sweet. But his delivery looks good. He looks flexible. He looks healthy. There's a bounce in his step. I heard Mike Salk this morning talk about he would love to see Russell Wilson run again for 500 yards. That's not going to happen. It shouldn't happen. If Russell Wilson's rushing for 500 yards, the Hawks have bigger issues. But I don't think that's going to happen. Russell Wilson, it seems like he's in tune with everything that's going on. You see the way he's communicating with his offensive line. There's a battle at center, so we'll see who wins that spot, either Finney or Posick. Right now, I think Posick is ahead. You see the way he's communicating with his receivers, his running backs, also with the defense. He knows he's going to need that defense for him to take the next step. For this team to take the next step, that defense has to perform at a high level, and they've been winning a lot of these practices, and Russell Wilson's just showing love. So the guy looks confident. He looks prepared. He looks lean. He looks flexible. He just looks like he's in great shape. So I'm sorry it took us 5 days to mention Russell Wilson, but the guy who's going to lead this team to the promised land is looking good, folks. He is looking good. This team is in good hands, all right? My next observation, Damian Lewis, third round pick out of LSU. Now, I heard Dwayne Brown talk about this young man. He said, he looks prepared. He looks fast. He looks strong. Now, he looks prepared. He knows the playbook. Now, for rookies to come in and know the playbook, that means they were at home studying. They didn't have minicamp, didn't have rookie minicamp, no OTAs. He hasn't been in a classroom with the coach where coach is really breaking down everything and holding his hand through this thing. He has to go virtual learning. I got kids. They're doing virtual learning. Everything's virtual now. So that tells me that he's a fast learner. And he can learn in different ways. He learned on his own. You know, some guys need someone there to kind of show them the ropes, right? Not this kid, especially at offensive line. Offensive linemen are smart dudes. Offensive linemen are smart dudes. They have to communicate. Their assignments can change with the shift of the D-line. They have to pay attention to the center just to get the calls, get the checks. Everything's happening fast for the offensive line. There's a lot of communication going on that offensive line. I want you guys, when you watch the games this year, I want you to just look at the center. Look at the center. He's going to be pointing. His head's going to be going left to right. He's going to be communicating with his boys, making sure that everybody is on the same page. And so for a youngster to come in and really understand the playbook and grasp it, and you got a guy like Dwayne Brown, who's the old guy on the block, 34 years old, been there, done that. When he's talking about you like that, you're doing something good. So I appreciate Damian Lewis coming in prepared, not waiting to get to camp to learn what's going on, but really sitting down and preparing. And for a young man to do this out of college is awesome. All right, he's going to learn how to study. He's going to learn how to take care of his body. He's going to learn a bunch of things along the way. But for him to come in prepared from the very first snap is awesome. You earn the respect of your teammates by doing that. And the Hawks are going to count on this young man to play. He's going to play. It's his spot to lose. Phil Haynes is behind him, trying to push him. Jamarco Jones might get a look there too. But as of today, Damian Lewis is going to start at that guard position. All right, my other observation. Trey Flowers is embracing the competition. I had a chance to speak with Trey Flowers earlier today on the Bob David Moore show. And he said he doesn't hate Quentin Dunbar. No, he's not. He wasn't angry that they brought him in. He saw it as an opportunity to learn and to get better. And that's the right approach. If he were to come in and he's mad and he's frustrated, what is that going to do for his game? It's not going to help his game at all. Just understand that Pete Carroll's going to bring guys in every year to compete. And that's exactly what he did. And Trey Flowers looks good. Okay, people knocked him last year. There were times where people felt like he wasn't performing at a super high level. But I spoke to him today, and he wouldn't tell me what his grade was. Bob Sheldon asked him, he goes, hey, what do you think your grade was last year? He goes, nah, don't worry about it. I passed. Okay, and I take, a passing grade for sure. Passing grade for sure. And let's not forget, this is only his third year playing the corner position. He was a safety in college. He's used to freelancing, being able to roam. So I expect his play, one, with experience to elevate it, two, with the competition being there. You got competition there, you got to push yourself. You have to push yourself. So Trey Flowers looks good. He looks comfortable. He's not going to be a guy who is super loud. He's not going to ask for a lot of attention. He's just going to show up and go to work, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's showing that he can be dependable, and that's all you want out your corners. And he's getting better. Let me remind you, folks. He was a safety in college. That's a big transition. You go from playing 15 yards off the ball to, okay, I'm on a guy right now. There's a lot less distance in between what's going on. Okay, so those are my observations on a Friday. Okay, we got Russell Wilson. Looks like Russell Wilson. 4,000 yards last year, 31 touchdowns, 5 picks. I would hope and I assume that he is going to build off of that because they have surrounded this man with some talent. Don't forget Greg Olsen. Okay, Damian Lewis looks prepared. He is ready to go. He didn't wait for camp to start to get ready. He came in ready to go. That's why he is a starter so far. Trey Flowers, not shying away from competition, doing his thing, embracing the competition. He's going to learn from Quentin Dunbar. All right, his attitude is on point. And tomorrow there's a mock game, and I asked Trey Flowers, I go, what does tomorrow look like for you? Is it just another scrimmage? You know, it's for the 2s and the 3s, and you're not really worried about it? He goes, no, this is my preseason game. I'm going to get hyped up. I'm going to get ready to go. And I just love the mindset of this kid. All right, so those were my observations on today, 8/21. It is a Friday, the last 2 a day for this week. Now, let's get to your questions. All right, let me see. Bill Cook says, from my quarterback chair, the defensive line looks atrocious. Have you seen them? Fans aren't allowed at camp. You haven't seen this defensive line yet. I think they look decent. All right, they look better than last year's line. All right. Now that's where people kind of got to calm down and really wait for this thing to unfold. All right. I'll have some more information for you on Saturday about that defensive line because they're going to be live. They're not taking guys to the ground, but they're going to go a bit harder than they do in practice, of course. But I would wait to pass judgment on that defensive line. You didn't get Clowney. You didn't get Everson Griffin. I get it, but you still got Benson Mayowa, who had 7 sacks last year as a rotational guy. You still have Bruce Irvin. Puna's banged up, but he should be okay. Jaron Reed is banged up. He should be okay. I would hold on to that judgment. Okay. I would hold on to it. I see where you're coming from because you felt like they could have made some moves elsewhere, but I think that line is going to be decent. Okay. Do you think, this is from Jake, do you think our O-line got better or worse? That's a good question. Okay. So Justin Britt is gone. You bring in Finney. You got Posick fighting for that position there. You got Jermaine Ifedi. He's gone. You bring in Shell. And then you draft Damian Lewis. I think as of today, they're about even. I'd say they're about even. I mean, it's hard to replace Justin Britt. You know what he brings to the team. Him and Russell had a great connection, good chemistry there. I think he got better at the guard spot with Damian Lewis. And I'm waiting to see what Shell does at that right tackle side. I said it yesterday. He's had half the penalties that Jermaine Ifedi had. And that was Jermaine's knock, is that he would just lash out and do some crazy stuff sometimes. You just understand, like, just calm down and cut back on the penalties. So I say right now they're even. It's so hard to tell, especially because Russell makes every line he plays behind look good anyway. So we'll see. I say they're about even right now. All right. Next question. Let me see. We got, come on, guys. Hit me with something. Hit me. Who's going to ball out on the D line that nobody's talking about? Brian Monet. I like this dude from Michigan. He was on the practice squad last year. He's an interior lineman. I think he's going to be better than Al Woods. Al Woods was good for the team. And now you can't look at stats when you look at interior linemen, defensive linemen, because all they're doing are clogging gaps and taking up double teams. That's all. They're taking on double teams. They're occupying guys so those backers can come and clean them up. But Monet, I'm liking this dude. I watched his film. He played against the Green Bay Packers. He had 2 tackles against them last year. He looks strong. He looks sturdy. He looks stout, and that's what you want from interior linemen. You want to just hold, right? Don't back up. Stalemate. You'll take that all day. You get penetration, then you're good. All right, Jaron Reed had 10 sacks 1 year as an interior lineman, which is hard to do. I wouldn't expect that from this kid, but I think that's a name people got to pay attention to. All right, see what else we got. Oh, where do the Hawks want Shaquem to play? Linebacker or DN? I think that's a situational move. That's from Benday 91, who's been here every day. I see you, baby. I think it's situational. 3rd and long, I think you put him at the end. You let him get after the quarterback. On obvious passing downs, you want him to get after the quarterback. When he was at UCF, he led his team in sacks. You want him to get after the quarterback. He's shown that he can do that. Now, he's a little bit undersized, so if a tackle gets his hands on him, he's got to know how to counter and get out of that. But I think he's a situational guy at DN. At that linebacker spot, I just don't think there's, I almost dropped my water. I don't think there's room for him there. You got KJ, you got Bobby, you got Jordan Brooks, you got Cody Barton, you got Ben Burkervin. I mean, that LB room is thick. Where they need help is on that defensive line and at the end spot. So you get him in obvious passing down situations, and I think that's where he's going to thrive. That's where he's going to excel. That's where I expect the Hawks to play him most. Next question. Let me see. All right, let me go back. Let's go the other way. Do you think Justin Britt will get re-signed? I think he will sign with somebody. Will he sign with the Hawks is a tough question. If you listen to the Tom, Jake, and Stacey show, Jake Heaps, our quarterback guru, wants the Hawks to sign Justin Britt. He's still in town. He's training in Bellevue. He's available, and he thinks that he's worth it. He thinks that Posick and Finney are going to battle this thing out, but he wants to go with the proven product, and that's Justin Britt. So I think Britt will get signed. Will he get signed to the Seahawks? I'm just not sure. I think this Saturday will tell a lot, right? If Posick and Finney come out on Saturday and they just don't look good, there's no continuity, the exchange from the ball exchange from center to quarterback is weak, they're not checking out of things, then I think people are going to start asking for Justin Britt. But is he healthy? Who knows what his status is? I'm sure he's been working his butt off. He played about 6 or 7 games before he got hurt last year. He's available, but I think this Saturday and I believe Wednesday is their next mock game. That will tell a lot if the Hawks are even looking at him. And the thing about the Hawks is you never know what they're doing. You think everything is calm. You think that they're not making moves, but they're always evaluating. They're always looking to get better. So I think there's a chance that Britt gets re-signed if Saturday just looks bad. If that mock game looks bad and these centers aren't getting it done, they have to explore other options, and Justin Britt will be one of those options. All right. Let's see. Next question. See if I can find one. Let me see. Let me go back to the beginning there. What up? Hey, thanks, Brian. Thanks for tuning in. He said he enjoys the recasts. I appreciate that. Okay. This is from, how do you say that? I'm just going to call it Hunder. All right. Have the Hawks caught up to the Niners? Are we in the Ngakoue trade talks? Have they caught up to the Niners? I think they have. I think they've added some spots on defense, obviously. Jamal Adams, Quentin Dunbar, Bruce Irvin, Benson Moya. They've done what they can on defense. Offensively, they've added some weapons. I think they caught him, especially because Deebo Samuel's hurt. 49ers, they lost a running back to free agency. I think they caught him last year. If they were healthy, I think they beat the Niners the second time around. Okay, but they weren't healthy. Not making excuses, but it is what it is. That is football. I think they have caught him. Are they in the Ngakou trade? I spoke to John Clayton, the professor, the guy who knows all the trade rumors or whatnot, and John just doesn't think that they should do it or that they're going to do it. He thinks that they would have to give up way too much to get this guy. Rumors are that the Jacksonville Jaguars want a second-round pick and a couple players. You've already given up a couple first-round picks to get Jamal Adams. Is he worth that second-round pick? I told John I would make the move. John said he just doesn't see it happen. He says just money-wise, picks-wise, it doesn't make sense. So if the professor says it's not going to go down, I'm going to roll with the professor and say it's not going to go down because he knows about all these trades and stuff. I read about it, but it's almost like he's got insight. I don't know what this guy does. He never sleeps. He's always working. So John says no, I'm going to roll with John. All right? Couple more questions. Let's see. Somebody hit me with something. Hit me. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Tell me something. Do you think DK will pass Lockett for the number one receiver spot? I was asked that question a couple days ago. Man, I think there's a possibility. And the reason why I think there's a possibility is because guys are going to key in on Lockett, right? Guys are going to key in on Lockett. Right now, he's the best receiver on this team. He might get bracketed. Safeties are always going to pay attention to him. That's going to open up the field for other guys in DK. And I feel like DK can improve a lot more than Lockett can improve right now. The ceiling is higher for DK simply because he's 6'3", 6'4", and he runs a 4.3. I mean, you can't teach size. You can't teach speed. That's just his DNA. Lockett, he's a smaller guy. He's about my size. All right, there's only so many things that you can do. Unless you're an Antonio Brown, there's only so many things you can do. That doesn't mean Lockett's not a baller. I mean, this dude can ball, but size just matters, and it works. So I think eventually DK can be the number one receiver. And honestly, I think that if he does become the number one receiver, Tyler Lockett's not worried about that. He's not worried about that. He just wants to win. So I love it. Okay. All right. What else we got? Cricket Curtain. Appreciate the love, baby. Who's going to make the cut at wide receiver? All right. Let me look at this depth chart. Okay. We got Tyler Lockett, of course. DK Metcalf. I think David Moore is in. Philip Dorsett is in. I think John Ursula is in. And now it's about that 6 spot. Are they going to carry 6? I believe they carried 5 last year, but I think they can carry 6. And the reason why I think they can carry 6 is because they're going to need somebody in the return game. And I think Freddie Swain could and should be that guy. If you watch his film, I want you to just look up Freddie Swain highlights. Go to YouTube and look up Freddie Swain highlights. When the ball's in his hand, this dude is explosive. He's special. I spoke earlier today. He's like a Deebo Samuel when the ball is in his hands. He just lights up. So I think those guys make it. I think it's Lockett, Metcalf, Dorsey, Dave Moore, John Ursula, Freddie Swain. I think those are your 6 guys. They carried 5 last year. I think they're going to carry 6 this year. I'm advocating for John Ursula any chance I get. That's my dude. I want to see that guy succeed. But I think those are your 6 guys. All right. Let's see. Next question. The Seahawk that makes you laugh the most and why? The Seahawks that makes me laugh the most and why? I would say it's Bruce Irvin, honestly, because he's outgoing. He's outgoing. He's always chattering. He's always laughing. Laughing is contagious. And Bruce Irvin just seems really comfortable out there. He's back home, right? He started his career here. Now he's back home. He's older. He's wiser. He understands how to get through a training camp. He's always joking with the young fellas. I got to go with Bruce Irvin. He's an outgoing dude. Now, he's quiet when you interview him, but you get him in his zone when he's with his boys. He's just a funny dude. So I had to go with Bruce Irvin. How does Carson look? Carson looks good. I mean, they're not having him do a lot, but he looks healthy. He looks fast. He looks strong. He still looks swole. He still looks like he's going to run through somebody. I think Carson looks good. I don't expect to see him much tomorrow at the mock game. I'll be there. I don't expect to see him much, but I think for what they're asking him to do, Carson looks good. All right, let's get a couple more in here. What we got? Come on, give me some. Someone ask a question. You got 1 minute. I'm turning it off. Someone ask a question. Come on. All right, well, since we don't have any more questions, you guys are being shy today. Yesterday, man, I couldn't get through all these questions, all right? But appreciate you guys showing up. Hey, it's been a fun week. It's been good, man. Love you too, Perma Dude. Love you too, Perma Dude. Hey, it's been a good week. We got 5 down. Hold on. All right, let's get back into it. Is the defense going to be able to get stops on 3rd down? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. You know why? Jamal Adams, Benson Mayowa. I really like Benson Mayowa. I'm telling you, this dude's ready to go. I really like Jamal Adams. Jamal Adams has had a sack in almost every practice so far. Almost every practice he's had a sack. Benson Mayowa has gotten to the quarterback almost every practice. So I believe it. And what's going to get him off 3rd down, you're going to get that pressure, and you're going to have corners who are going to lock it down. Quentin Dunbar's going to lock it down. Shaq's going to lock down the other side. And don't forget, you got Marquise Blair and Ugo Almighty working that nickel spot. Then you got the safeties on the back end. You got Quandre Diggs. You got Jamal. I mean, listen to that lineup, right? It's explosive. It's young. It's experienced at the same time. Has a little bit of everything. So I like what they're doing. Okay. Well, that's all I got for you guys. I'm going to close it out for real this time, right? Appreciate everybody tuning in next week, every weekday, 5:30. I'm excited about this mock game tomorrow. I'll have some notes for you guys. All right. As always, this is brought to you by our sponsors, Alaska Airlines. I'm Michael Bumpus. 2 a day. Thanks for watching. I'll holler at you guys Monday. Be safe out there.